Thanks for joining us. And let's stay with the defence theme. Now, what we are seeing is in terms of defence stocks. After Operation Sindoor, we've seen the might of the Indian military and Made in India arsenal being showcased. Top companies, including PSUs and private players, have added over 1.5 lakh crore rupees to their market cap since the 7th of May, with their stocks gaining anywhere between 15 and 40%. Surbhi joins us now to take us through the self-reliance story of India's defence sector and whether this is a coming-of-age story for India's defence industry. Surbhi.
Operation Sindoor has literally announced the coming of age of the Indian defence manufacturing ecosystem. And it's an ecosystem that has a lot of private sector players and, of course, the big PSU giants. Let me start by telling you about some of the weapon systems that were deployed in Operation Sindoor. We're talking about, of course, the missiles, the medium-range surface-to-air missiles, MRSAMs as they're called. Bharat Dynamics is a very key player here, not only when it comes to manufacturing these missiles, but it's a full systems integrator, and it played a huge part. The Akash weapon system, which we all know, which was critical in Operation Sindoor. This is a weapon system that has suppliers, across a long supply chain. So when it comes to the outer shell, it was manufactured by a company called Paras Defense. When we're talking about the warheads and the initiating systems, then Solar Industries was the name that was in play. And once again, Bharat Dynamics was the key systems integrator over here. The Nagastra loitering munitions, this was a war that was fought in the sky with drones, and the anti-drone systems came into play as well. And here, Nagastra 1 and 2, which is what Solar has been manufacturing, that was, in key play. I want to talk about some numbers as well, the size of the opportunity in the industry. The projected estimated output by the Indian defence sector for FY25 is 1.75 lakh crore rupees. That number is expected to swell, or was expected to swell, to 3 lakh crore rupees by FY29. But a lot of analysts that we've been speaking to say that these targets will be hit much earlier now because the production is being ramped up, because companies are running on double and in some cases triple shifts. So all of this is getting accelerated. 193 contracts signed by the Ministry of Defence in FY25, and a whopping 92% of those actually went to domestic suppliers. By value, this is number of contracts. By value, 80% of the contracts by value actually went to local manufacturers. So that's really saying something about the extent of our Atmanirbharta. I just want to quickly talk about some of the names here. Many of them you already know. Bharat Dynamics, like I said, when it comes to missile systems, and it's right up there. It's also a key systems integrator. BEL, when it comes to defense communication and electronics. It's a big player in of course, in the Akash new age weapon system, land-based radars, naval systems, tanked armored vehicles, and all the electronic systems that go there. BEL plays a part. HAL needs no introduction, whether it's the Su-30s or the other aircraft. It recently won a massive order, HAL, 62,700 crore rupee order for the light combat aircraft that it will deliver both to the Indian Air Force as well as to the Army. And then, of course, Mazgaon Dock, Garden Reach Shipbuilders, Cochin Shipyard, the frigates, the destroyers, the corvettes, all of them being manufactured locally right here in India. But it's not just the PSUs. The private sector players are really, notching up the game as well. Of course, there are giants like Tata Advanced Systems, which are, into a range of weapon systems, whether it's launchers, artillery gun systems for the Akash surface-to-air missile systems. There's also the, advanced towed artillery gun systems, the ATAGS as it's called, and of course, a range of other optronics, radars, etc. Solar Industries, like I mentioned, when it comes to warheads and bombs, then this is a key emerging player. In fact, whether you talk about missile systems like, BrahMos or many of the others, the Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launchers, Solar is a big player in a lot of these projects, and it's a big supplier. Astra Microwave, big name when it comes to radars and electronic, warfare systems. And then there is Paras Defense as well. Again, the rocket and missile programs, warfare, surveillance, naval systems, tanks, and armored vehicles. This is not a fully exhaustive list, by the way. There are many other companies, many other SMEs as well. But the entire ecosystem when it comes to defense, self-reliant manufacturing, indeed thriving now in India.
All right, Surbhi, many thanks. That's India's defense story. But the other big story that we're continuing to track here on CNBC-TV18, shares of Chelby